Hey guys, my guitar always runs out of 9-volt batteries. Just because you leave the lead plugged in, the power just runs out and the 9-volt battery needs to be replaced. I've got all wireless systems, so I've got batteries all over the place. Wireless microphones, wireless in-ear monitors, and wireless guitar. So batteries have to be charged all the time. 9-volt batteries, unfortunately, like this one, right? That slots into the back of the guitar. It doesn't really charge. I haven't seen any chargeable versions of it. Besides, I don't want to have to keep charging it just because I've left it plugged into a lead. So what I'm doing is I'm going to solder the 4 pins on the back of this switch and wire that up through from the battery power so that that LED illuminates whenever it's turned on. Unfortunately, this particular switch is a momentary switch. I didn't mean to order that. It looks exactly the same as the stay on, stay off switch. I'm just waiting for Jaycar to get back to me so I can go and do their COVID shit and get the part from the Jaycar. But as for now, I'm creating a hole in this beautiful guitar. I started with a small drill, a pilot drill bit, so I could start off small, and I've just actually, because I'm so worried about the varnish being chipped and cracked around the edges of where the button's going to be, I kept on doing larger and larger drill bits. I got 10 meters of speaker cable, which I like because it comes wound as 2 with a black dot on one side so you can tell which is which, and that'll allow me to easily connect everything up. Got the soldering iron ready to go to connect this to the wires, and then it's just a matter of using this terminal block here for 4 wires. So if I guess wrong, I don't have to keep untwisting wires and retaping them or whatever else. It'll just be as simple as unscrewing it one wire and just swapping them around, or just pushing them in and out until it works. All right, so I've cut 2 lengths of speaker wire. I'm just going to split the ends apart and get them ready. I could just use my teeth, but I like using this thing. It's a wire cutter. Sorry, it's a wire stripper. Went to Jaycar, got the replacement button. So this one actually stays down now. So that's what I'll put here on this hole I just drilled. I should probably be wearing a mask for this. I'm just really glad I chose to get the non-leaded version. It's got a very strong smell. Drew Oliver is really the one to thank for getting me interested in electronics. I don't know how much he actually knew. He seemed to know a lot, actually. But I think he was willing to take massive risks. I did too, though. I've stuck things into sockets and been zapped by 240 volts as a kid. Okay, so they're probably labeled in some roundabout way, but all my research has shown that that's very fucking difficult to figure out what the hell they're talking about when they are labeled. So it's better for me to just use this, so I can just switch between wires and just use trial and error. Okay, so I'm just gonna jiggle this a bit, and hopefully I won't need to bring out the drill anymore. Okay. I'm just going to snip off those extra bits of exposed wire there. That's right. I don't know which ones of these, but 2 of them are for powering the LED and the other 2 are for the on-off switch, actually closing the circuit. Okay, so we've got the terminal block connected to those wires, which are connected to the switch on the other side of the guitar over there. Now I'm just going to randomly put these wires in. Basically, I just took the wire that was running from the battery to the volume control and everything over there, which I wish just had an on-off switch, but it doesn't. No guitar seems to have one. The thing is, a lot of devices in terms of the audio world seem to not even tell you when it's turned on. They only tell you when it's a flat battery, which is ridiculous. Okay, so what could possibly go wrong? So I've painstakingly gone through every single variable. There are 6 per starting color. And this is the last chance here. Black, red, power black, the ones that come from this battery, the wires, and power red. Just doing a quick check. And still nothing, so there is something wrong with either the wiring or the switch. Because I've tried every variable and I'm exhausted. I was already exhausted before I started, but now I'm more exhausted, so I'm just going to stop for the night. Take the battery out so it doesn't blow up. Here's the schematics for the light. It's supposed to have a 2 volt LED in it, and I'm putting 9 volts through it, obviously. So they gave me some of these resistors. Because electronics used to be a hobby that people sort of enjoyed and stuff. Now it's just something, a pain in the ass we've got to do because certain things we need don't exist. Like this guitar, no guitar has a power button, and so the lead constantly being pulled out. Having to pull the lead out, remember to pull the lead out, is a constant chore. I've been a bit confused about why, when that's turned on, right, this little light comes on, but the tuner didn't matter how highly strung those strings were, it never indicated what the note was. I think that's a low battery signal that only comes on when the battery is flat. Now I know the battery is not flat, but I do know there is a resistor just in there, right? Coming from the positive of this battery, going through the resistor first before it hits any inner circuitry of the guitar, right? Now I just did some research into how electrons and protons and neutrons work inside an atom. How does electricity flow from a battery outwards? Does it come from the positive terminal of the battery and the electricity flows that way? Or does it come from the negative terminal because it's electrons flowing, right? So therefore, from the positive terminal of a battery, we are getting positive charges going that way, and from the negative terminal we're getting electron flow. And so there is a debate about which direction energy actually flows, but it's clear to see that coming from the positive terminal here, we're going out of the positive red wire through directly to the resistor up there, and then it's going and completing the circuit all the way through to give us this reading of saying low battery power, right? So I'm just going to turn that off with this main switch over here. Turn that off. Right, I'm going to unwrap this and rewire it. Swap my resistor wire, it's going to the LED with that positive wire there. Okay, I've swapped them. I don't really know what I just did. I haven't really figured it out. Okay, please don't blow up. Good. Oh, fucking resistor. Before I pull all that apart again, I want to see if I can do a Y split somewhere along the line here. All right, so this time I'm going from the battery to the switch. The switch closes, comes through this way. Back to the battery and the other half of the LED. Let's have a look. Come on, please, Jesus. Please don't blow up or do some such crazy shit. Okay, look, the LED came on. I'm turning the guitar's tuner. Oh my God. Yes, 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 yes. Thank God. So this is the way it's done, ladies and gentlemen. From the battery, you go to the switch part of the back, right? The switch, one of those four, right? Two of those are a switch and two of those are an LED. So two circuits, you understand? The switch just connects two wires together. That one's busted. All right. And you can see the rest, okay? This is for the LED, these two wires here. Okay, fucking done, thank God. Okay, so I've screwed that back on. Now cable management. As you know, there's a big terminal block in there, just covered with sticky tape. Getting my hand in under there and putting tape all over it proved to be a disaster, right? Just too hard to get out. So I'm just going to shove that cable over there, and because that's sort of pulling on that terminal block and everything like that, that will create minimal knocking and banging around inside the guitar if I just tape this down here, which I can reach much more easily with some of this blue painter's tape. This is a bit of a hiccup, right? This is a lead that I've got plugged into this guitar, transmitter. Anyway, on that guitar and most other guitars that don't have a built-in tuner, plugging the lead in closes the circuit and starts draining the battery immediately. But because of the way this is wired internally with this wired up, I don't know what I've been able to do with this in terms of this switch. I assume everything goes through this point, right? So if this isn't getting power, then just having that plugged in is not draining the battery while this switch is turned off. So if this can't get power, I assume that can't get power, which means it's not draining the battery. So the thing is, I can turn that on even if the tuner, so at the moment the tuner is turned on, right? I'll turn the tuner off and I'll remove the lead, and look, the light still persists. So it's a bit different, but I'm still thinking it might still work. Obviously, I need this switch turned on the guitar anytime I want any power to the guitar, which is what I wanted. I still do. It's an ultimate. I fucked up that one, but I'll fix it. I'm just really happy with this one. I'm gonna put these strings back on and go to sleep. Holy shit, I'm so tired. Okay, I'm gonna do something now that most people wouldn't dare to do. I'm gonna put this lead in with a fully beautiful new battery and just leave it in there for days. Just days and days and days. I don't have to remember to take it out, and whenever I need to charge anything, it'll be this thing, right? Because I will always be aware of when the guitar is switched on. You can't miss it. And I might be replacing that button with a stainless steel button with a red circle instead of, as in a loop rather than a fully coloured in circle, a trace circle. It'll be shiny silver. But the black does go with the black finishings on the rest of the guitar. So it does make sense for this to be black. To have it silver, especially when even the pegs on this guitar are black, would be kind of, I don't know, a bit wrong, I think. But yeah, now that that light's on, that means I can activate the tuner. Alright, there you go. The guitar switch.